Hey guys, I'm Dave Chesson of Kindlepreneur, and today I'm going to be covering pre-orders. You see, a lot of authors see the coolness of using a pre-order, which is where you start selling your book before you actually publish it. And while there are some benefits to this, there are actually a lot of negatives that hurt most authors. Therefore, the majority of the time, I do not recommend that authors do a pre-order because they could be shooting themselves in the foot. So, in order to teach you about this, we're going to cover what pre-orders are, how they benefit you, and also how they hinder you. And I'm going to say this right now, the people that I do not think should do a pre-order are those that are not famous, do not have a large following, or do not have a really amazing, perfected book launch system in place. So if you're not one of those three things, then the real thing is that you should not do a pre-order. Now, before I get into that, if you can go ahead and hit the subscribe button, as well as the little bell icon to the right, you'll be sure to get a notification of when my next book marketing video comes out. And with that, let's begin. All right, guys, so like I said, there are a lot of benefits to pre-orders. One of the biggest things to pre-orders is that you can set your book for sale on Amazon before you write it. This could be cool because if there's a normal shopper and they come across your pre-order and they know who you are, or they love this story and they want to read the next book in the series, then they'll probably click it and purchase it. And again, this can be helpful to authors that are famous and that have a large following. But if you don't have that, do pre-orders still help? And the answer is actually not really. They can really hurt you. To explain this best, let's talk about a book launch. Now, in previous videos, we covered that when you do a book launch, you don't just want to have a giant spike in sales in one section. Instead, you want to kind of tailor out your book marketing efforts in sort of a scheduled manner that makes it so your sales are consistent, which tells Amazon two very important things, which is you're popular and you're relevant. And when we show Amazon you're popular and you're relevant, they start showing your book more often, they get them higher in the rankings, and more people will see it, and that's how books are able to have a great book launch that carries on and makes sales beyond that. Now, this book launch normally starts from the moment you publish your book until your marketing efforts pretty much fade out and you start relying on organic sales from Amazon, or you start doing advertisements. And that's great. Here's the thing though, when you do a pre-order, you start to take that schedule and you move it back to when you launch the pre-order. And now Amazon starts judging your book and your sales efforts from that point on, not from the launch. So if you do a pre-order and you do not have marketing efforts, you do not have sales coming in because you have fans or followers, or you're a famous author, then all of a sudden Amazon's going to see this lull of no sales and no interest. And then when you go to launch your book, you're going to be hindered because that past history of no sales is going to affect your popularity and relevance factor in Amazon eyes. And you're going to really have to fight against that. Now, another thing some people could say though is, but Dave, if I pre-order my book, then there are sales that can happen. And that's the key, is yeah, can happen. But let me ask you this. If you're on Amazon and you're scrolling looking for a book and you come across a book and you find out that it's not going to come out in 80 days or so, and you don't know that author, you just kind of just discovered them, are you just going to buy a book and then wait 80 days and hopefully get it? No. I mean, there's so many books out there, and if you're on KU, you could just pick up books. So for the new author who pre-orders a book, the problem you're going to run into is people who come across your pre-order book are probably not going to purchase it. You're also going to hinder your launch process because that giant period of no sales will reduce your popularity and relevance factor. And then on top of that, you have your launch that has to go from there. So there you have it, guys. This is the reason why I don't recommend pre-ordering. Unless you're famous, unless you have a following, or you are like a super marketer that can create a long launch process to include pre-order process to the order process. And if you don't have these things, then you could be hindering yourself. So keep that in mind, and the next time you're thinking whether or not you should do a pre-order, use those three general rules to figure out if that's the right move for you. And with that, I'm Dave Chesson of Kindlepreneur, signing off. Cheers.